Hey Sparkle Squad, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Jasmine and welcome to my channel. Today's video, I'm going to be doing a tutorial on how to do loops in figure skating. And no, these aren't the loop jumps. These are the loops that you do on the ice that are used in footwork sequences or in moves in the field. So I just decided to do a tutorial on how to do them for you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. So basically, in order to do a loop, it's basically a combination of forward edges and backward edges. So all you're doing is, it depends on if you want to do a forward outside loop, forward inside loop, backward outside, backward inside loop. My two favorites are forward outside and backward inside. Those are the easiest ones to do. So basically, you need a circle. So you can do this wherever, you can do it on a line, but you just want to make sure that you have a half circle. It doesn't have to be drawn on the ice, but that's the pattern that you need to have when you're doing your loop. So in order to do a loop, the most important thing is that if I have my half circle right here, I don't know if you guys can see it very well, but you want to make sure that your loop is near this top of the circle. You don't want to do it too early, you don't want to do it too late, or else it's going to make it not look as nice. So all it is, it's really, really easy, but you're just gonna go here and you wanna make sure that you have a nice controlled edge. The one thing that I see a lot of people try and do is whenever they go into their loop, they like swing it around like this, and then it ends up being like this really big circle and it's not a loop and they can't control it, it doesn't look nice. When I was learning how to do my loops, I think it was novice moves in the field, we learned that a loop should be like blade length long and a blade length wide. So it's basically like you're just drawing a circle, and that's what you kind of like, if you draw out your loop, if you do a loop, then that's what you kind of want it to measure as. So the most important thing is you don't want to swing. Loops are very controlled. If you've ever watched anybody do moves in the field, or if you've ever watched figures, which are very old, but if you guys don't know what figures are, they did it in the past and they would draw like shapes and patterns. But if you've ever watched anybody do those, they do them super slow, nice and controlled, and it's very difficult if you do them with a lot of speed or if you try and just swing them around. So you want to make sure that you're nice and checked. So I'm going to have my right arm in front of me, and I'm going to be in a T position just like this. So I'm going to be doing my left outside loop right now. So I'm going to be bending my knees. I'm going to have my right arm in front of me. I'm going to push. My foot is going to stay behind, and then when I get to the top of my loop, it's going to come in front of me. So when I'm going like this foot is behind. At the top of my loop, it comes in front so that I can finish it off. So when you're doing your loop, it's not here and then you swing it around in front to do your loop. So you want to keep your foot behind, almost like if you're riding up this edge, you're going right here. So you ride. When I'm already here at this edge part, in order to bring the edge all the way back around and create that loop shape, this foot is going to come around and come to the front. If you guys noticed, I'm also twisting my upper body. So this is what's going to make that end of your loop and be able to make you come out of it. So you're here, my arms are right here, my foot is behind, I get to the top, and everything comes in front, and my arms also switch to the other side. All right, so now I'm gonna be doing my right outside loop. So when you're doing outside loops, it's basically the exact same thing when you're going forwards. So you just want to make sure that this foot is going to stay behind, your arms are checked, and you're following the circle, and then you're going into it. This foot stays behind. Right when you're about to loop back around, it comes all the way through, and you switch in order to get speed to keep going. So you're right here, you bend, you push, it's around, and then you finish. So you can do these down the line. I know in novice moves, they go all the way down the blue line alternating. So I think it's outside, 4, and then inside, 4 more. So now I'm going to show you guys my favorite loop, which are backward inside loops, and I'm just going to be going over forward outside and backward inside because those are the most common ones that you can see. And if you guys want me to do a tutorial on inside and backward out, forward inside and backward outside loops, I could also do that for you guys. But for backward inside loops, sorry, I keep mixing up my words. For backward inside loops, all you have to do is you're starting going backwards, and this is a little bit different than when you're doing your forward loops. So I'm going to be going on a nice inside edge. like this, I'm gonna be checked with this foot in front. This foot is gonna come all the way around and it's going to like kind of, I'm gonna try, it's almost like you're doing a sit spin. So whenever you guys do a sit spin, this foot comes around and then that's how you go into your rotation. That's kind of how we're going to be going into our backward loop. So we're gliding backwards, foot is behind, comes around almost like a sit spin, and we pull out and check. So if you guys saw, this foot is in front, it's in front, it's in front, or no, it's back, sorry. And then it comes to the front like this, and then it goes right next to this foot and it kicks out to the side, or to behind. So it's here, you're gliding on an inside edge, it's hold, 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 it comes around, and you bring it all the way behind you in order to check. These are one of the easiest loops that you can do. I love these loops the most. They're even easier than forward outside loops because if you get this motion down all the way, it basically does the loop for you. So you're here, hold it, go nice and slow, just like that. All right, so it's the exact same thing going the other direction, going backwards. So we're gliding backwards. I didn't go over the arms on the last loop that I showed you guys, so I'm gonna do it on this one. But we're right here, our arms are going like this, same pattern, and our arms are going to be following the circle. As our foot comes around, the arm that is behind us is coming in, and it's also gonna help turn us. And then with our foot, it's gonna go out. So your arms aren't, because it's also, using your arms are going to help get that motion and help you get all the way around your loop and gain that speed. So we're going backwards, so our arms are like this arm comes together, and then it goes out. That one wasn't a very good one, I didn't have enough speed. But when we go right here, we're gliding backwards, hold, it comes around, and then we pull out, just like that. All right, so that is basically how you do a loop. They're used in footwork sequences, they're used for moves tests. I think we do them on novice moves and junior moves because we have novice that goes down the ice and junior goes down the long way of the ice. But loops are very, very important. Loops help a lot with just gaining that edge control and just getting more comfortable with feeling your edges. Loops can also be a great exercise, like warm-up exercise, or also if you're breaking in skates, they really help you feel that bend and help you get used to those edges. But the loops are just overall a great thing to have, and it's a great thing to work on whenever you need to. All right, so this is the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and if you guys have any more ideas for tutorials, please leave those down below in the comments and I would be happy to do those for you guys. Love you guys, bye.